I just wanted to show you the compaction power of ducks on sunflower sprout rage. So I've used them for 2 days in this section on the downward side of this swale. It looked a lot like this yesterday, and they've just completed their mission today, which was a second pass through. So 2 buckets of sprouts in here, and this is what it looks like. And just to really kind of drive it home, I mean, it's like walking on a carpet when they're done. So this is really tall annual rye. You can see that's older stuff they put to the ground quite a while ago, that we had them do on the berms. So basically the berms are mulched, and you can see we have new growth coming up in between the mulch. And we did no work other than throw the seed there. So we're doing the same thing here. You can see this is where the pools were yesterday. Very disturbed with beak holes. This will be great to seed. We got lots of rain in the next week and a half, so it'll be a perfect time to seed. So tomorrow, I'll move them back into there, and then I can come in here and seed when I'm not feeding ducks. And you might wonder, well, why not put the seed down and then have them flatten the grass? That would be ideal. It really would. But you can see the grass is all little holes and gaps, and all the seeds will fall through. But if I do that, basically they're going to eat, you know, half or more of my seed because they're in here feeding on the sunflower seeds. And you can see they filter feed. That's what that black and white duck's doing right there. Filter feeding by using the mud and pulsing it. They pulse it laterally through their beaks, and then they have little serrations, and they catch stuff in the serrations. They feel it with their tongue and say, ooh, that's a good thing, and they eat it, or that's a bad thing, and they let it pass through. So if I have a whole bunch of, you know, expensive clover seed here, when they're working it like this, they're just gonna tear it up. So what I'll have to do is I'll come out in the evening and I'll seed it, you know, maybe this evening or tomorrow evening, and I'll have them working over there. They won't really be interested in this area much by then. And they might come through and take a little bit, but they won't come through and really harvest it because, well, they're lazy, and wherever you put their infrastructure, that's where they spend the majority of their time. So the plan for them next on the property, guys, is they're gonna be back here, and they're gonna do the same thing all back in here for me, probably 2 or 3 days to work that section down, and then they're going back in here. And as you can see, this is an area we already ran them through and did this once. We've got a few high spots, but most of the grass is much lower, except right on the edge of the swale. They don't do a good job right on the back edge of the swale. We got little locust trees in there, so we'll work them through there again. And I got a new farmhand working for me, young guy, and I'm gonna have him stake all these trees so they're real obvious where they are. And also some of them are just really kind of flimsy because they're seedlings. And once that's done, we can come in with a weed whacker and we can, you know, go ahead and put those down. I know people, why not your scythe? Well, scythes aren't really good when you're working 3-foot centers in between trees. Sooner or later, you're gonna nick one and take it down. I don't wanna do that. There's a place for a scythe, there's a place for a string trimmer. Otherwise everybody's having a good day. Like to find the gooses and the babies because it's pretty impressive how big they are since last time I had you with me. Your pool's almost full. I hear babies. Oh, let's take a look at the baby turkeys first, and then that way I can shut the water off before we go on a quest for everybody else. Baby turkeys have moved outside. They were in the brooder. They're still coming in the brooder at night, just to sleep. And the problem is they can get out of the brooder. We bring them in at night, they eat like pigs, they go to sleep. And then about 7 o'clock in the morning, they wake up and start bailing out of the brooder, and we'll eventually hear one scream, and it's like my alarm clock now, I gotta get out of bed. But probably about another week of that, and we'll have them, you know, outside permanently, and probably another 2 weeks or 3 weeks of that, and then they'll be free ranged. They'll start growing a lot faster now. They grow a lot slower than ducks. These guys are about 2 weeks old, and as you can see, they don't look that much bigger than when they were, you know, first here, but they really are. They can now stand and crane their necks up and look out of the brooder, and the brooder's taller than that bucket right there. But the reason, I guess, is they grow kind of vertically first, and from there, then they kind of start to put on weight. So they probably got about another week of vertical growth before they really start to bulk up. And all we want them is big enough that they don't look too attractive to the cats. Because right now to the cats, they look like songbirds. Now let's see if we can find everybody. Goose! No answer. Goose! Goose! There's the babies. I hear them. There's babies. Baby Welsh Harlequins. How are you guys doing, pretty girls? Look how pretty. All their markings are starting to come in. And there's little Brown's babies. And man, some of them, I thought little Brown was out here, because some of them, you know, that are clearly Rowan or Rowan Mallard hybrids, I should say, look almost just like her. They're almost as big as her already. One Cayuga slipped in there somehow, and a little Swedish. But they're doing good. Where's the Gooses? Where's your Gooses? I wonder where they are. There they are. Why'd you guys answering me? Goose? Goose, goose? So you see they're really starting to take their colors on. White guy there, that's a male. That's a female. Those of you that remember Buddy and Joe, the females look a lot like Toulouses. A little bit more white in the butt though, huh girl? And a little more white around the face. The males are almost all white. A little bit of gray. And they're fitting in really well. They're not being bullies. They are dominant birds in the flock, but no more so than, let's say, a Muscovy duck so far. I think being raised with the ducks makes them a lot more sociable. Anyway, with that, we'll check up with you again soon.